John. Reverend, you didn't give me no chapter yet. I know I didn't. John, the first chapter. First chapter of John. John, the first chapter, 14th verse. It reads, "And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bare witness of him, and cried, saying, This was he of whom I spake. He that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. And of his fullness have all we received, and grace for grace." You may be seated. Brother, you should have kept reading. No, you may be seated. Ushers, you may be seated. But let's walk a minute, y'all. Let's walk, and then I'll get us up out of here. Amen. What's so amazing about grace? It's good to know where grace is located. Y'all, and we found out that it's good to know that grace shows up when all else fails. But y'all meet what, I don't know about nobody else, but I want me some grace that never runs out. Because see, I want me some grace that goes on and on and on and on. Because see, I do stuff that constitute me needing some grace that don't run out. Because see, every morning that I wake up, I need me another set of grace. Amen. I know y'all a whole lot more perfect than I am. But when I wake up, I use up for that day all that days of grace. Right. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, Saturday, I use all of my Saturdays. Right. Grace. Right. So when I woke up Sunday morning, I needed a whole nother order of grace. Right. Today, I'm going to use up all of Sunday grace. Right. So when I wake up on Monday, I'm going to need some more grace. Yeah. Tuesday, more grace. Wednesday, more grace. So you ain't caught it yet. So I need some grace that's going to never run out. I don't need temporary grace. I don't need partial grace, but I need grace that'll never run out. Amen. Amen. Isn't it good to know that we serve a God that's able to give us some grace that'll never run out? Yeah. I'm preaching now and y'all ain't got excited yet. Guess what? Y'all don't want to get excited, but I'm going to get excited all by myself. I may mess around and take this robe off here. We serve a God that has supplied us with some grace that will never run out. Amen. I said it one time, I'm going to say it 2 times. I said, we serve a God that has supplied us with grace that will never run out. Amen. Okay, that's 2 times. I'm going to say it one more time. Maybe catch this time. I said, we serve a God that has supplied us with grace that will never run out. That's 3 times. Y'all should be on board. That's good news. excited yet because I need you to show it to me. Well, let's walk through our text. The first three books of the Bible, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, they are considered synoptic gospels because the first three books tell the similar stories, even though from different point of views, but they all use basically the same stories. But when you come to the book of John, John says, before I begin to tell my story, I'm going to tell it from a different point of view. I'm going to tell pretty much a similar story, but I need for you to look at this Jesus from a different point of view. Because I'm not going to start my letter off by putting him in a manger. Matthew put him in a manger. I'm not going to put him in a manger. Because watch what John chapter 1 verse 1, watch what it says. In the beginning. Because see, I need to give you his initial location. I need to let you know where he really came from. Because it says, in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was God. And the Word was God. Y'all, I'm getting excited. I'm getting happy as I'm sitting right here with this mic. In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was God. And the Word was with God. Uh-oh, y'all. That's good news. Because see, some folk think that this Word, or better known Jesus, he was just another man. Or he was just another good prophet. But John says, no, in the beginning. Y'all remember when God stepped out of nowhere onto the platform of somewhere, and he spoke, and everything came into existence. Whenever the land became, whenever the waters came, whenever the donkey, the cows, and everything came into existence, whenever everything came, guess what? The Word was right there with him. In the beginning, before there was nothing, the Word was right there with him. Oh, you don't like that? Not only was he right there with him, but he was God. Did y'all hear what I just said? He was not just no man, but the Word was God. Oh, y'all, I'm getting excited. The Word was with God, but not only was God, but he was God. Okay, you don't like that? Keep on reading. Because then when you get to verse number 3, he says, are you in your book? Well, all things, somebody on my left, one of these ladies in this white, they read, said, all things was made by that same word that's in verse 1, not some things, but your book read like my book. All things. That means the cat, the dog, the frog. That means the trees, the grass. That means the crimson tide. That means the bulldog. That means all things. But watch this. That means man and woman. All things was made by him. That's right. If you was made by him, that means when you have it, he know about it. When you sad, he know about it. When you have your good days, he know about it. Sad days, he know about it. Sick, he know about it. Healthy, he know about it. Anything that's going on with you since he made you, he know all about you. Ain't nothing going on with you since he's the maker, he don't know about. All things was made by him. Y'all, that's good news. Can is good news. Since he made you and know all about you, when something goes wrong with you, he can fix you. Y'all like that? Since he knows about you, whenever stuff goes wrong and he knows, he can fix it. Ain't no problem too big. Guess watch this. When it's a small problem, he can fix it. Medium problems, he can fix it.
That's right.
When they get too big,
He can fix that too.
guess what? He fixed them too. But y'all, all that is good news, right? But y'all, I kept reading because I don't read partial of this stuff. I kept going down through the text.
Yes.
But when I got to verse number 11, y'all, my heart got sad.
Yes.
Because I was reading all the good stuff in 1 or 2. He was with God. And verse number 3, everything was made by him. But then when I dropped down, I got to verse number 11.
Yes.
Brother Green, it says that he came unto his own. But his own, Sister Hicks, his own received him not. Now, it would have made me feel a little bit better. Sister Arna, if that verse had read, he came into the world, and his world received him not. But you mean to tell me that the one created everything, the one that when the blind, when those that were blind, he gave them sight. When those that was hungry, he put together fish sandwiches and put them together and gave them and fed them. Those that couldn't walk, he touched their legs and made sure that they could walk. When those that was naked, he made sure that they had clothes. When those had wedding reception and they didn't have nothing else to drink, he touched water and made sure that they had wine and made sure that the party went on. Whenever those that he did stuff for, when he came unto them, they would not receive him. But isn't that how life is? Those that you do the most for, ain't that right, brother? Those that you do the most for is the very one. It's the very, I'm talking about me right now. I ain't talking about y'all. Y'all don't have to amen that part. But it feels like to me that those that you do the most for are the very ones that will not receive you. Those that you take your last 2 nickels and give to is the very ones who will begin to talk about you like a dirty, not so good person. But y'all, I'm gonna stay right here in the text, because if you stay in the text, even though that those some did not receive him, if you come on down to verse number 12, watch what verse number 12 says. But to them that will receive him, to them gave ye power to become sons of God. Are you in your book? Y'all is right there. But if you don't reject him and you receive him, he gives you power to become sons of God. Y'all not excited. Now see, don't misread your book now. Now don't see that word power and think that that's dunamis. That's not dunamis. That's exousia. To them that would receive. Now he gave them the capability to receive him. Dunamis is creative power. That's not what that power is. He gave them the ability to receive him. But I'm still going to get you happy. He gave them the ability to become, to accept him, to become his son. You don't know when it get happen. Them the power to become my son. And if you become my son, now you got access to everything that the Father has. I'm about to chat myself. Because if my Father got a cattle on 1,000 hills, that means now I got access to a cattle on 1,000 hills. If my Father got a mansion, guess what? I'm living in the mansion with Dad. Amen. Okay, let me head toward my text so I can head house. Now, when you come through all that, watch what verse 14 says. Where am I? I'm on 16. Y'all want me to back up? Back up. Now, when you come to verse 14, just give me one time, because I don't want y'all to put them past no one all the way up there. Now, when you come to verse number 14, John begins to say something was probably his most startling statement in the first portion of this entire chapter. When you come to verse 14. Now, this statement would have been both startling to the Jews and the Greeks when you come to verse 14. Because watch what he says. The Word, watch what it says, was made flesh and began to dwell among us. Did y'all hear what John just said? The Word. Do you guys see how crazy y'all looking at me already? Words, these things that's coming out of my mouth. Can y'all hear the words that's coming out of my mouth? The Word has become flesh and dwelled, tabernacled among us. What John was trying to get them, the picture that he was trying to paint. Watch this. Y'all remember when the children of Israel was in bondage in Egypt? They had got set free. And they were on their way to where? To the promised land. But before they got to the promised land, God did something. God allowed his presence to come down. And what did his presence do? It stayed in the tabernacle. Y'all remember they built the tabernacle? And his presence stayed there in the tabernacle. Because what God wanted to do was give them a physical presence of something that they could sort of see and feel in the physical that they didn't have up in the heavens. Stay with me. So the children of Israel had that physical presence, a place where they would go and worship, a place where they would go and bow down to, the place they could literally go, see, touch, and feel. Come here. So what was Jesus right here in 14? The Word became flesh and came down and dwelled or tabernacled among us. Reverend, why are you saying all this? Whenever they begin to go from the promised land, from Egypt to the promised land, they didn't draw away from the presence of God, but they draw closer to God. Come here. If God, Jesus, in his presence has come down to us now, we shouldn't draw away from his presence, but we should draw closer and closer to his presence. Amen. Come here. Where has he put his presence at? in his tabernacle. This is his tabernacle right here, where his presence is at. Okay. If you don't show up where his presence is at, how are you going to receive the benefits of being at his presence? I'm preaching it, but you're not catching it yet. You want to be in his presence to receive whatever it is that he want to give you when you show up. Sometimes he want to give out healing when you're at his feet. Sometimes he want to give out deliverance when you're at his feet. When you're at his feet. But if you stay out of his presence, how can you expect to receive what it is that he has for you? You should never want to draw away from him. You should always want to draw closer to him. Okay, y'all. When Jesus came down in physical form, watch this. He began to walk among men, right? He began to do many miracles. You don't always believe stuff that other people say, but it's good to have witnesses of stuff, right? It's good to have witnesses. So, verse 15, John Baptist says, guess what? If you need a witness, I'll be an eyewitness of his greatness.
All right.
You need a witness because, you know, how many of y'all have been in court? I ain't said you was the one being charged. But you know you've been in court, you know you need eyewitness or something going on. John Baptist says, you know what? You need a witness of how great Jesus is. You know what? I'll be the witness. He could bear witness of how great Jesus was. Because watch this. Whenever John the Baptist was in his mother's womb, and Jesus was still in his mother's womb, they happened to have a meeting. And at this meeting, before either one of them was born, John jumped.
All right.
Y'all missed that. Jesus ain't did nothing yet, but for the mere fact that John had met his cousin, it caused him to jump. He jumping for joy. Jesus ain't came out, ain't opened no blinded eye, ain't fed nobody, ain't did nothing yet. But John is jumping because he already knows what Jesus is going to do. He already knows the greatness of this man called Jesus. You don't like that? John just bear witness because they would grow up and John would be down at the river of Jordan baptizing. Jesus shows up, Jesus needed to be baptized. Jesus told John, baptize me. John said, no, I'm not even worthy enough to unlace your sandal. All right. Let me head up out of here. I'm done. Now, y'all, when I got to verse number 16, I got confused. Can I tell y'all what I got confused? Flip over to 16. I'm going to read it. I'm going to tell you why I got confused. This is John still talking. And of his fullness have we all received grace for grace. But sure, I'm confused. Phyllis, I'm confused. Dick, I'm confused. I'm confused. Carol, I'm confused. Ain't nobody asked me why I'm confused. Huh? You read it like I am. And of his fullness have we all received grace for grace. Yeah, I was reading, I was going good, and y'all know me, I be getting excited. Raymond, I'm confused. I was getting excited and everything. And I was reading my text. Y'all know when I read it, I stopped at that verse. And John was doing good because he said Jesus, the one before him, was preferred before him. for he was before me. Now remember, John was older than Jesus.
Yes.
But even John knew that Jesus was before him.
Yep.
He was preferred him. People want him before him. And John did a whole bunch of good stuff. But he said, and of his fullness have we all received, and grace
Praise for grace.
for grace. Y'all, I'm confused. Why? Well, I thank you. Well, the reason I'm confused, if you already have grace, why are you going to exchange it for grace? That don't confuse you? It says grace for grace. How can you exchange grace for grace? That don't confuse you? Yes, you can. I'm about to help you out now. Because, see, I had to do my research. You see, that's why I need time to do my research. Because when you go and do your research, this is what you find out. Whenever you trust, depend, and believe in Jesus Christ, that word grace for grace, what that means is grace is never ending. It's unlimited.
All right.
In other words, it never runs out. Y'all, that's my sermon subject. That was my title. Grace for grace means those that trust, depends on God. It's not a grace for grace. It means that the grace that God has bestowed upon you is never ending. It has no limitations to it. It never runs out. It means that you get a constant flow of it. It means that grace keep coming and coming and coming and coming and hold up, you just messed up, but guess what? Grace keep coming and you just slipped, but guess what? Grace just keep coming and guess what? You woke up Monday, guess what? Here comes grace. Tuesday came. Here comes grace. I slipped. Here comes grace. Grace. Hold up, you don't like that. I'm about to have you don't like that. Grace is not rooted in man. The reason that you can have a never-ending grace is because of the source from which grace comes. This Communion Sunday, I'm about to show it to you. It's the source of where the grace comes from. It's what causes it to never run out. Y'all don't believe it? I'll stay in the book, y'all. Watch 17. For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ. I'm going. That's it right there. Watch this. Y'all remember, it says the law came by Moses. When they came from Egypt, on their way to the promised land, Moses gave them the law. And the law says, you're going to have to take a lamb and go into the holies of holies and take that pure lamb, kill the lamb, and place it on the altar. And that pure lamb would cover your sins for 365 days. That'll give you grace for 365 days. That's temporary grace. But, keep reading. Then the book says there would come another. That will come from heaven. That will be made flesh. That will come down to earth. But then he will come, be stretched wide on the cross. Will be crucified for your sins and my sins. He would be buried in the tomb. He would get up out the tomb. He would ride and go back to glory. Now then the grace that he provides, it don't last for 365 days. His grace don't last for temporary. His grace lasts forever and ever endeavor, 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 endeavor. I'm trying to help y'all, endeavor. Y'all gonna get endeavor? I'm trying to show you it never runs out, endeavor. Endeavor. In 2018, it be still be running in 19. And this, and watch this one, y'all. You may like this one too. You can be on your high horse and His grace will reach up there. It reaches to the lowest. You can be down, warmer class, in your darkest days, and His grace will reach you down there. You can have been gone out for the longest of time, and His grace will go out there and get you in here and pull you back in. His grace is never, it never runs out. But Reverend, you don't know how much stuff I've done. It will never runs out. Reverend, how do you know? Don't you see me standing right here? Don't you see me standing? As much stuff as I did, don't you see me standing right here? I'm a living witness that His grace will never run out. What don't you be looking at me? I'm looking at you too. He didn't run out for you either. Isn't that good news? That He has that much grace, that His grace will never run out. Y'all, come on, I'm done. Let me get it.